Hey, we are in San Antonio, and if you're in San Antonio with a little extra time, well, you know you got to go visit the Alamo. Remember the Alamo! So we're here in San Antonio, we're checking out a number of the things, ended up with a few hours to spare, so we're down by the Riverwalk and the Alamo, and we're going to see how much we can cram in here in a couple hours. And walking across the parking lot, you can see it hiding behind construction walls and stuff. But there's a lot of historical stuff here, not just the Alamo. You've actually got the old fire station over here and some old classic buildings. And downtown San Antonio is actually really pretty if you get into the old parts, which I've driven past it before, but haven't seen it, so now we can see it. So this building is just odd, and I don't know how well I can show it to you. You've got this nice modern looking front, but then you look at the building, and it's not a modern building. It's like a couple of old buildings that have been joined together with this modern center. Very interesting. Okay, architecture people, explain this to me. So we are quickly running into one problem. How do you get there? You can't get there from here. So if you look through the scrim, you can see it right over there. Here we go. To access Alamo Plaza Intermall, turn right. There we go. To get to the Alamo, you enter the mall, turn right. We got a little bit of a walk. So once you actually get there, there's a ticket booth with a couple different kinds of tickets. Just a plain walking through is free. You can go into the church, you can walk around the grounds. That doesn't cost you anything. They do have timestamps on them. But they also offer a guided walking tour and a narrated walking tour, and those do cost money. But you're welcome to walk around in it free. Just make sure you check in and get a ticket first. The grounds are nicely taken care of. You can see all the original, or at least the reconstructed walls. You get a good feel for what the whole area looks like, which is really nice. Just very pretty. San Antonio itself, it's just gorgeous. Fun to walk around. This is kind of the entry plaza. You can see the front of the church there, and what's left of the fort. And that's actually where you enter as well. And then a nice close-up look of the naves and the church. This is probably the most famous part of it. You cannot film inside of the church or take pictures. But they have several displays, some flags, and a number of other things inside. So be sure to go inside. And then they've even got the markers here. This is the line. Do not cross this line. So nice, famous point. Definitely a neat historical place to visit. So this is the side of the church. Coming out into the gardens. You're not allowed to film in the church because of the history, and they want to make sure everything's preserved. Plus it gives you a reason to go in. There is a free admission, so you can walk in. That doesn't cost anything. If you want to see the displays and audio tours, that does cost extra. But they've got a number of things here. You can see the gardens. They're there behind me. They got a lot of construction going on the street side. But then there is also the gift shop and museum. That was built in the 30s. And there is even more out that way. So kind of a neat spot here. You can go check out the gift shop. See how much money I want to spend and can't. So there's a living history encampment. They got some buildings styled, and apparently they will have people come in and reenact what it was like to live during that time. Exhibit hall is also over that direction. You can see some of the gardens, so we'll probably walk over that way and give you a little look around. Coming soon, more exhibit halls and other stuff. We'll poke around. So this is the courtyard with statues of the heroes of the Alamo. People who gave their lives. Nice memorial, and as you can see, very popular. Kind of neat. One of the other things inside the building too is they actually have the state flags and the national flags of everybody who was here. So kind of a neat little markers. Gotta go and look for the flags. A lot of people don't realize that in the midst of the struggle and the fighting and the heat, that the people here at the Alamo did have a couple extras. They had TVs and they had spring water right from the vending machine. So at least in the battle, they could get a drink. I know I tend to tell a lot of Texas jokes, and I do sometimes get people mad at me, and they just look at me and they say, you know what, George? You ought to get fired. There is a lot to see and do on the grounds here. A lot of trees, obviously, so it's very pretty and shaded, which for Texas is wonderful. You can see the fountains and the gardens, lots of markers. They do have a souvenir shop with Davy Crockett hats. Shop does tend to be on the expensive side. We found very similar souvenirs in other places cheaper. The statuary here, they've got a wonderful section of the garden that has all these statues of many of the more famous people that were at the Alamo. And it's kind of neat to be able to see those and see their stories. They've also got the Six Flags of Texas. Yes, this is where Six Flags gets its name from. And you can see all 6 of the flags that have flown over Texas here. Also, surprisingly enough, we ran into one of my fans there, which was really cool. So if you see me, regardless of where it is, don't hesitate to stop and say hi. I was really blessed that she did say hi. So thank you for stopping me. That was really cool. The Alamo's awesome. So right across from the Alamo is the Riverwalk. So how close is it? Well, believe it or not, it is actually literally right across the street. I know. I'm having a hard time believing that myself. Hello, Ripley's. But yes, you can just head right on down. And this takes you to the Riverwalk, which many people will tell you is one of the prettiest places here. So this is really pretty. It just gives you a little bit of an idea. The waterfalls, the walkways, more water. I'm getting thirsty. I don't know why. Really, somebody ought to hold something for me and give me a drink of water. Can you find any water anywhere? Water! So why is the Riverwalk so popular? Well, here you can get a little bit of a look at just how pretty it is. And there are artists and vendors and people taking pictures and crazy fan groupies and all sorts of stuff down here. But no, it is really, really pretty. And my wife is going to be very, very jealous because I'm here and she's not. Don't beat me, hon. The Riverwalk is just a beautiful area. Lots of stores and restaurants. It's just gorgeous. And yes, you can hop on boats too. They're not free. This one is obviously somebody who's training and learning the routine. But you see them all over the place filled with people. I thought that was really cool. So yeah, hop a boat on the walk or walk the boat. This is just really cool. Okay, I have to admit I'm getting New Orleans Square Disneyland vibes, even though they're not the same. But Rainforest Cafe. And just look at this. This is gorgeous. And again, across the street from Alamo, and here you go. There's a 5 and dime over there. What a beautiful area. So here's a couple things you find. You see the mariachis and the boats. Both definitely parked for the Riverwalk. So just a little look around here. Yes, you got classic places like Fuddruckers. There's a McDonald's here in the corner. You look over and San Antonio's tower, their needles right there. The Hilton. But then, as you look around downtown San Antonio, the Riverwalk is right down here. And this place would be amazing at night. Or even daytime, just cruising the boats, which are not free, by the way. And when you're here, make sure you catch out all the artwork. This is actually out in front of the Alamo, but it's easy to miss if you just stay over in that part of it. And then, of course, again, across the street, Riverwalk, where there's also sightseeing adventure tours, the Guinness World Record Museum, and all sorts of other stuff. There are a lot of tourist things to do here. So we did make one other stop while we were in the area. Buc-ee's, next exit. I've never been to one of these. This place is nuts. Look at this. Yeah, just a couple gas pumps. Yeah, all sorts of Buc-ee's merchandise, sippy cups, glasses, shot glasses, t-shirts, sweatshirts. It's crazy. Yes, even fishing and hunting supplies. Right alongside the swimsuits. Because you know, you go to a gas station to get a swimsuit. But yeah, this is not just any gas station. This takes the old truck stops, and I mean, it's crazy. Give you an idea just how big this thing is. How about a jerky bar? I don't think I've ever seen a jerky bar. That is crazy. Okay, so you want candy and bread? Well, let's see. How about this? Keep in mind, this is a gas station. Several icy machines. And then if you hit the back wall here, yeah, there's even more. I mean, this is like a small grocery store on top of everything else in it. So why is the river? Yeah.